I figured it out. I figured it out. I figured out why it is Sheryl Swoopes can't stop herself from engaging in this pretty blatant racist behavior. Sheryl Swoopes, the reason she can't stop herself is because she's like your alcoholic friend. You know the one, that friend you have who's just seemingly normal. They're functional. They get up and go to work most days. They seem pretty normal. And then it happens. They have that first drink, and that first drink leads to the 20th drink, leads to the 15th drink. And then they're drunk, and then they're talking, and they won't stop, and they're offensive, and they're hateful. And which is crazy, because when they're not drinking, they're pretty nice. You like them. They're your friend. Sheryl Swoopes is your functional alcoholic friend. There it is. She's your alcoholic friend. That's Sheryl Swoopes. Sheryl Swoopes is that friend who you plead with and you say, hey, I don't think you should drive. You've been drinking for, I don't know, 7 hours. She's that friend who can barely stand up, but I'm calling my boss, and I'm going to tell my boss what I think. That's who Sheryl Swoopes is. She's that person who you know is heading in a horrible direction, but refuses to listen to anybody. That's Sheryl Swoopes. I keep watching this thing. Caitlin Clark and Sheryl Swoopes are like one of the top trending stories on the entire internet. And it's because Sheryl Swoopes is just drunk off her ass, and she refuses to say, oh, you know what, maybe I shouldn't get drunk. Maybe I should sober up. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. Now, as a former alcoholic, I haven't drank in 25 years. I know that of which I speak. What happens to people when they can't stop drinking, when they can't correct a problem, is it just heads toward its natural result. The natural result of your drunk friend, we all know what it's going to be. She's going to get pulled over. She's going to get in a wreck. She might kill someone. It may not be today. It may not be next week. It may not be next month. It may not be this year. But if that person continues to drink and continues to drive and continues to refuse to accept the fact that they have a problem, that person is going to end up in a horrible situation. There's going to be the call. Hey, Sheryl ran over someone in a parking lot yesterday. Hey, Sheryl got in a horrible car wreck and killed herself. Hey, Sheryl got arrested in the best circumstances. And it's all because that person won't accept the fact. The truth of the matter is that Sheryl Swoopes won't stop discriminating against Caitlin Clark, and she knows better. Sheryl Swoopes, I feel bad for her at this point in time. I'm watching her. She got taken off her broadcast the other night. Listen to me, drunk lady. You're going to get arrested. You're going to run someone over in the crosswalk. It's going to happen. Stop drinking. You're going to lose your career as a WNBA analyst. You are. It's coming. You can't be allowed to continue. You can't, because of your demeanor, because you keep drinking. As a metaphor, stop it. Protect yourself. Just stop. Do what I did. I went to AA 25 years ago, haven't drank since. I never have to wake up in the morning and say, oh boy, did I run anyone over? If Sheryl Swoopes would just stop and say, I'm being discriminatory, all you have to do is say that, and you could wake up in the morning and you still have this amazing job. You have this amazing job. You're going to lose it. I'm just telling you, stop it. Just stop it. Caitlin Clark is great. It doesn't offend you. It shouldn't offend you. The issue, and what I'm seeing across the board, is that this Caitlin Clark issue is becoming a racial issue. It's becoming a racial issue for Sheryl Swoopes. Forgot her name already. See what happens? It's becoming a racial issue, and it's becoming a racial issue because Swoopes doesn't have the self-esteem to say, I was wrong. Self-esteem is an important thing. People without self-esteem don't have the ability to say, I made a mistake. People who lack self-esteem don't have the ability to say, I am sorry. I am sorry. As you know, I'm going to tie this all into multiculturalism. One of the greatest things about being multicultural is self-esteem. If your parents raise you to be who you are, I'm half African American, half Caucasian. My parents raised me because you're mixed, you're both, like corn. I've always known who I am. I can walk into a room of Caucasians and feel comfortable. I can walk into a room of African Americans and feel comfortable. I can walk into a room of Latinos and feel comfortable. I've never walked into a room of Asians, so I don't know, but I'm sure I would feel comfortable there too. I'm just joking on that. Multiculturalism and being raised with a multicultural perspective gives you self-esteem. Unfortunately, I'm watching what's happening in this Caitlin Clark WNBA Rookie of the Year, and frankly, starting to be MVP conversation. And I'm seeing a bunch of African American women who lack the self-esteem to say it's okay that this Caucasian woman is better than you. It doesn't define you. Basketball does not define you. What these women are doing is they're adopting this mindset, this idea that subjective determinations are the way to go, are the way to confront difficulties. The last group in the world who should be advocating for subjective determinations of qualifications are African American females. They are. The most discriminated group in America, I think, are African American females. What we're now seeing is because a group of African American females feel threatened by Caitlin Clark, they're concocting these ideas, these different standards for excellence. That process, that moving away from objective criteria as the judge of excellence, it negatively impacts African American females the most. It's okay, but it's a self-esteem issue. And part of that self-esteem, frankly, again, as I've talked about, Caucasians, the reason so many Caucasians support Donald Trump is because he makes them feel better. He gives them a good example of why it is that you may not be succeeding. That's self-esteem. It's okay. It's okay to have people be different, to have people be better than you or beat you in a specific area. It doesn't undermine who you are. The truth sets you free. Multiculturalism sets you free. And to these WNBA analysts out there who are afraid of Caitlin Clark, don't be. Appreciate her. She's fucking amazing. 50% of people watch the WNBA only watch it now because of Caitlin Clark. And that then leads to Angel Reese. That then leads to these other players who are amazing. The truth will set you free, but coming up, concocting a subjective standard for excellence that flies in the face of objective criteria doesn't help you. Doesn't help you. Multiculturalism, it's the key, and it's why we have to stand up for ourselves. Multiculturalism, it's what matters. Be a Multicultural Club member. And like and subscribe, please. I'm Michael Fletcher. This is the Fletchcast, and thank you.